Hey, what's up guys, my name's Erupt and welcome back to another Destiny video. And in today's video we're going to be doing the Rift tips and tricks, my top advice on how to win more matches in Rift and to stay alive longer, ultimately completing the objective. So we're going to start off with the basics of PvP, and I forgot some of this whilst trying to record gameplay for this. So I looked back at my notes and I realised I was doing quite a lot of things wrong, and I adapted some of my tips to make this video as helpful as possible to you guys that are listening or watching. Depending on what you want to do, you can either listen to the commentary whilst playing a game, of course, or you can just take your time to watch the gameplay and see exactly how I defend the runner, or, in fact, sometimes even try to be the runner. In fact, in this gameplay, I don't be the runner. I'm the one who's either staying back and stopping the enemy team running, or I'm taking out the enemies in their spawn to make sure that our runner can get in. We fail about 10 times to even get in, but I do believe at the end we get one in, and we do stay ahead the entire game. So it's a pretty good gameplay to watch if you want to look at that, but if not, let's get down to the tips and tricks. So the first one I want to mention, and of course this is the most basic one that a lot of people don't know about still to this day, and I'm not sure why. It's kind of a Bungie exclusive thing, and it's when you crouch, you stay invisible on the minimap. Obviously, every 5 seconds you'll come back for 1 second on the minimap so the enemy can kind of find you easier, but you do remain invisible. So if you're waiting for your teammates to run into the enemy spawn and clear them out for you, then just make sure to have a bit of a sit down, keep your eyes open though, and don't aim into the sights too long, because if you're a runner, you're going to want to be so much more aware than any other player on the map at the current time. And the next tip to start off with is do not challenge what you can't see. If you can't see something, or your radar's just a glint of red, do not go anywhere near it, because you've got a team behind you that are ready to run in. But even if you are defending the runner, then still do not run into that unless you know the map well and you know exactly how long a corridor is and you have a long range shotgun ready to pump some shrapnel into the enemy. But without further ado, let's get on to the defenders and the runners. So we're going to start with the defenders as we usually do. So with the defenders, I say at least one of them has to sit at the back of their friendly spawn. The enemy going to be running their rift into your spawn, so you're going to be wanting to have someone in the back defending your spawn from any enemies trying to get into there. So I give this tip to both the defenders and the runners, and it's to have your special charge and only use it when you need to, or when you're about to defend or actually run. So with the defenders, what I say is always save your special. Maybe for this I would say go with a Night Stalker like I do. I prefer to use the Night Stalker when I'm trying to do crowd control. That's originally what the class was based on. It was crowd control. So I like to use that because, and I like to put quiver on just so I can shoot 3. I can stop 3 enemies, or possibly even slow 3 enemies completely down from sprinting or jumping in the air. Very, very helpful. Keep that in mind. What I do recommend with this is to use a scout rifle or even use a hand cannon. Pulse rifles, on the odd term that you want to use, are bad juju. I've just started using that gun, absolute monster in PvP, and it's very, very good at holding people off long range because of the low recoil and the high impact that it does have. So I recommend either going with a scout rifle, as I said, or a hand cannon. I prefer scout rifles because they're more long range and versatile, whereas the hand cannon kind of aim in and you're restricted from looking anywhere, and you have to be very, very accurate with it. But anyway, guys, that is all I can really give for the defenders. So for the defenders that like to run with the actual runner, the guy that has the rift, all I can recommend for you guys is to have a shotgun and a scout rifle or a hand cannon up at just about any time. So what I recommend to do with these weapons that you have is to use the shotguns when you're running indoors, and when you're running outdoors, then try and run ahead of your teammate, get a hand cannon out and aim for headshots. Any body shots are going to waste time. Just make sure you can get any headshot you can. Throw grenades. Just do anything to ensure that your runner can get past them, and just throw grenades like crazy. Make it an absolute hellstorm on the enemy team. Make sure that they have no clue what's going on. Your runner can run in there, slam dunk that rift, and ensure your team a nice 3,000 or 2,000 points. I'm not exactly sure. It kind of varies sometimes when I'm playing rift. But let's move on to the actual runner now, and what your job is, and some of the subclasses that you can use to actually make your character or your experience that bit better as the guy that has to bear the burden of the rift. As I said earlier, is use your specials when you're about to run. So if you use your specials when you're about to run, then what that helps you do is take out anything that you may have to deal with if you're by yourself and your teammates are nowhere to be seen. The subclasses I can recommend for when you're using a special as a runner is to use the Hunter's Blade Dancer or the Warlock Sunsinger. The Warlock Sunsinger, the self-res doesn't exactly apply in this situation, because even if you do that, you do lose the rift. But what I'm saying is it has an overshield if you get a melee or a grenade kill, so that's really, really helpful. You do not understand, if you have not played as the Sunsinger, the perks of having an overshield. You can sponge a lot of damage. But with the Hunter's Blade Dancer, why I'm saying this is, one, when you do attack, you go quite far in a very fast sequence, and you can take out enemies in one slash. Really powerful. powerful, and really agile. You can get across the map in really quick manners of time. As just a standard runner, if you forgot to use your special, what I highly recommend is do not run anywhere without your team being near you. And if you can help it, try and switch from sides of the map just to make sure that your teammates come with you. But if these guys are not willing to actually play the objective, they're only here for the point, and if you don't want to get them any points, then just make sure that you die for them, because that is what you do to noobs. So that is all I can give you guys today. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this on social media for more Destiny tips, tricks, news and updates in the community. My name's been Erupt, and have a great day.